time for the 12 Days of Stitchmas. Are you guys as ready to take a look inside this box as I am? Oh my goodness. Look at how gorgeous this box is. I can hardly break it open, but I'm definitely going to. So if you've never heard of 12 Days of Stitchmas before, this is a product made by Spellbinders that includes 12 stitching die sets that create kind of icons and cute Christmassy things that you can add to your cards. You can create crafty projects with, and it's meant to open before the holidays so that you can get a jump start on your holiday crafting. And I am so excited to open up number one right now. Let's do it. Here we go. Oh, there's another pocket. You got to get this out too. What's this one? Okay, let's take a look at this die set. Okay, this one is the cutest little snowman. Now his tummy has the stitching part, but you can decide to take that out if you don't have time to stitch his tummy. Same with the hat. There's a stitching portion in the middle of his hat, but you can take that out as well and just cut the hat. He has his little stick arms, a scarf, and a thing to add so that you can hang him, which is really quite cute. Okay, so I have everything cut out here from my snowman. I did the body, I did the arms, two eyes, which are actually in the middle of the arms, the scarf, and the hat. You can choose to cut out the stitching portion in the hat and in the stomach. It's completely up to you. I went ahead and did both so that I could show you how cute they are going to be. So before we put them together, I like to go ahead and poke out the holes to get ready to stitch. Now, if this is your first stitching project, this is a really easy one because this one here, it's just going to the same hole from the outside to the inside, outside to the inside. And I'm going to use white. And I am going to use 4 strands. There's 6 total in like DMC embroidery floss, and I'm going to use 4. So just keep the other 2 aside so that you can use those with a different project. Okay, once my needle is threaded, I'm going to grab a little bit of the Best Ever Crafty tape. If I'm doing long stitches like this, I like to use a little bit of Best Ever Crafty tape to hold my first one in place. Typically, I would use my stitches, my next stitches, to hold it in place, but since they're quite long, it's going to be difficult to do that. So then you can just start stitching. So I'm going from the outside circles to the middle circle for every one. Okay, so that's all, and that took me just about a minute to do. Super quick and easy. So I'm going to thread my needle underneath some of the other stitches and then pull it through to create a knot and then trim that off. The hat also has the lines. There are deboss lines on all of these sets that show you where your stitches are going to lie. So just like the stomach, all of the outside dots are going to go to the inside dot. I'm going to go ahead and switch it up so that you can actually see the thread and use gray thread instead of black. This is 645 from DMC. Just going to cover up the center because that's going to hold. Okay, here we go. Isn't that so sweet? I'm glad I used the gray. It looks really nice. Okay, let's go ahead and put him together. Actually, his eyes are not in the center of the, uh, the hands or his arms. This is actually his nose. So there's a circle that's in the center of these. That's his nose. So to color his eyes in a dark color, you can put a strip of cardstock on the back. So that's what I'm going to do. Just a little strip of cardstock here, black cardstock, coal nose on him. Super cute. His little hat. Just get that in place and hold that down for just a few seconds to make sure that that holds together. Next, I'm going to add his little arms, and I'm just going to touch his body to the arms. You want to make sure that you do it on the same place on both sides so that he has even arms here. That looks about right. And then his little scarf. Because this goes over the stitching, you want to make sure you put quite a bit of adhesive on there to make sure it really sticks down. I'm just going to let this dry for just a few minutes while I prep the project I'm going to put him on. I have a shipping tag here that measures 3 by 5 1/4, and I've put it in this embossing folder. This is Dazzling Dots. I love that it kind of looks like snow, but it has a nice geometric pattern to it. I've placed it in the center, and I just want to make sure that it is nice and straight before I run it through my Platinum 6. The next thing I'm going to be using are these awesome dies. They're the Mirrored Arch Labels dies. I'm going to use, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, the 8th smallest one, to cut out a little shape that I can put behind my snowman to kind of help him to stand out a little bit and just make him the focal point of the tag. Okay, for the sentiment on my cute little tag, I'm using the new All Seasons Winter BetterPress plate and die set. This has Let It Snow, Snuggle Season, Snow Much Fun, Christmas Time, Sugar Plum Wishes, and Most Wonderful Time. I think I'm going to do Snow Much Fun, but the great thing is that you do them all at once and then you cut them all out. So let me grab my BetterPress paper. It has these handy little guidelines here. Okay, so that is ready to go. Then we're going to ink up the sentiments. And this is a pretty solid plate, so you really want to make sure that you get the ink in there by twisting and turning. And then I'm going to pop this on top and run that through my Platinum 6 machine. And here are all those sentiments we just cut. And now we can put this little cutie tag together. I'm going to pop this up with some dimensional adhesive. Try to get that centered. Okay, and because we have a lot of adhesive here, and we want him to get nice and stuck down, I'm going to place him and let him sit with an acrylic block over the top, just for a few minutes. Okay, last I'm going to add my adhesive here to my sentiment. Make sure I get that really adhered well so that it can stick to this embossed background. And make sure it's nice and straight. I think he needs a little bit of sparkle. So I grabbed the Silver Mix Color Essential Gems, and I'm just going to add maybe 3. And I love these itty bitty ones too, so we're going to put one right there. And there we go. There's day number 1 of the Stitchmas Advent Calendar created into a tag, and this will be perfect for a quick Christmas gift or to put on a bottle of wine. So nice. Thanks so much for joining me as I put together this cute little snowman for day 1 of Stitchmas. I hope you'll check out all of the links to the products that I used in the video description below. Be sure to hit subscribe so that you won't miss any future Stitchmas videos, and happy creating, friends!